I'll never forget it. I'd just given a presentation, about an hour and a half talk, and only a very small portion of it was on tithing, on sacrificial giving. And afterwards, a woman, wife and mother, she came up to me and said, "You know, Father, my husband and I, we believe in this. We believe in tithing." She said, "We could have a nicer home if we didn't tithe." Still struck to this day by that way of living. Made me look into my own heart. You know, I appreciate the way she phrased that. Emphasis is given to what is sacrificed, what the person is missing out on. A nicer house in this instance. It's likely how the widow's offering in the gospel is heard. Her livelihood, what she has to sustain herself, she's given away. She was poor, and having given away her 2 coins, is poorer still. This vantage point helps to highlight something of the cost, something of the significance, but that's only part of the picture. And leaving it there would be like characterizing your wedding day and marriage by what was sacrificed. Poor woman, gosh, she could have experienced so many other men than him. Such a different career path she could have had. What a loss, right? But the loss, the sacrifice only makes sense in terms of the gain. New life, true love, lifelong companionship, family, grandchildren, real joy. That which is gained makes sense of that which was given away. Still vivid in my memory are the artifacts of John Paul II in museums in Poland. His simple, worn-out shoes, a rusty razor, an austere bedroom as Pope. Stories abound of his being given gifts, like a new coat, and giving it away to someone in need. Apparently, he had a friend who saw his rusty razor and bought him a new one, but John Paul II wouldn't accept it. And the only way he ended up with it is because his friend stole his rusty razor, replaced it with that new one. And the question becomes, what did he have? What did the widow have that maybe we don't so much when we fear to give away that which it seems we can't do without? What confidence in God such people must have. What freedom from attachments and anxieties, too. It's certainly not the easiest area for us in the spiritual life, or at least for me at any rate, especially living as we do in or near wealthy Johnson County. There's not much around us saying less is more. Simple is better. You don't really need that. Trust in God. I don't know about you, but there have been multiple times in my life when I've said, it's time to simplify, to cut back. But often the result has been less like John Paul II and more like Pip from Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. That story was about, secondarily, I think it was about this wealthy old woman who was miserable. But firstly, it was about little old Pip, poor boy, who came into wealth to an anonymous benefactor to send him to school with great expectations for him. And he lived humbly, frugally, and gratefully until he began to get caught up in that way of life. And then he spent beyond his means. And there's this comical scene where he and a buddy of his, in a similar circumstance, would set to work on getting their finances straight. Get down, and Make sure that they have their nice drink and their nice meal as they're doing this work. And they put forth effort to get this out and then just, ultimately give up. Because their intentions aren't matched with the effort needed to make those long-term changes. Now, we're about, 6 weeks or so from Christmas? I think what I'm going to try in preparation is something simple. It was something achievable and hopefully valuable, though it doesn't quite rise to the level of, really impinging upon my livelihood. I've only got a couple of online subscriptions, which both have a little entertainment and educational value to them. I think suspending one and directing those funds to people in need seems like a good place for me to start, at least. Maybe the same is true for you, or maybe it's eating out or something else you don't really need. Or maybe you're like the widow and are sustained by your faith in God and have no anxieties at all. But for the rest of us, it seems Jesus in the gospel is extending an invitation to gain that which we're lacking by giving that which it seems we can't go without.